Hello everyone, it's me again. It's Teacher Jem Rymon. And this time, we will proceed to your Lesson 2 in your Module 6, Area of Composite Figures. But we will focus on your Lesson 2 is entitled Routine and Non-Routine Problems Involving Area of Composite Figures. Are you excited to learn this lesson?
Hi everyone! Welcome to my channel, Tutorial by Sir Rymon. My name is Mr. Jem Rymon Chen, Master Teacher 2 from Escalante Central Elementary School. Click like and share if this video tutorial helps you. Don't forget to click subscribe below to keep updated for my future tutorial. For your suggestions, especially on the topic for my next tutorial, please leave your comment below. Hope you learned something in my video lessons for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Stay home and stay safe.
Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope everybody is fine and safe. And welcome to our mathematics class. And this time, let's proceed to your Lesson 2 in your Module 6. This is just a continuation of our lesson last time. So this is about Lesson 2 on your Module 6. And our objective for this week, solve routine and non-routine problems involving area of composite figures formed by any two or more of the following: triangle, square, rectangle, circle, and semicircle. So let's have first the what I know part of your module. So the direction, find the area of the following composite figures, where I will show to you the complete solution for this activity. And we have also to answer the word problems here. We have 3 items for problem solving. Now let's start. Let's have number 1, find the area of the shaded part of this composite figure. Before that, let's extract first the figures so that we could clearly see what are the figures composing this composite figure here on the screen. Obviously, we can't have the rectangle. Now, what are the dimensions of our rectangle here? The shaded one. Yes, its length is 6 decimeter and its width is 10 decimeter. Next, we have also triangle. Triangle here measures 10 decimeter height. And how much is our base of our triangle? Though it is not given in our diagram here, paano kaya natin makukuha yung measure ng ating triangle, the base of our triangle? So take note that the measure of this side is 6 decimeter. And then from here to here, we have 2 decimeter. Anong measure from this point up to here? What are you going to do? Yes, we will subtract 6 decimeter here by 2. And the difference would be our measurement of our base of the triangle. And that is 4. We have now complete data now in finding our area of the composite figures we have here. Let's start with area of this figure, which is your shaded part, the rectangle. So the solution, area is length times width. Substitute. So we have 6 decimeter times 10 decimeter. And then 6 times 10 will have 60 decimeter or 60 decimeter squared. So here's the area of our rectangle, the shaded part. Of course, the area of our triangle here, having these dimensions. The height is 10 decimeter and 4 decimeter as base. So we will use the formula of the area of the triangle, which is 1/2 times base times height, or base times height divided by 2. And the base we have 4, and then we have height as 10 decimeter. 4 times 10 will become 40 decimeter divided by 2. And then 40 divided by 2 will give you 20 decimeter squared. Now, anong gagawin natin sa na-solve na areas natin sa triangle at saka yung rectangle? Konektado ba? O nag-o-overlap yung dalawang figure? Yes, very good. Nag-o-overlap silang dalawa. Okay, anong gagawin natin kapag may overlapping of figures? Yes, subtraction, no? Since we are required to solve for the shaded part here, then we will solve for the area of the shaded figure, which is area is equal to area of the rectangle minus the area of the triangle. And then, we have 60 square decimeter and we have 20 square decimeter. Then we have the area of the shaded part becomes 40 square decimeter. So this is now our final answer. Now let's proceed to item number 2. Let's find the area of the shaded part. So obviously we have two overlapping figures again here. To expect that there will be subtraction that will happen in our solution. So let's identify first what figures are formed in our composite figure here. So we have the triangle here. Let's extract it. And then let's find its height, which is 8 centimeter. And the base is 20 centimeter. What else? Yes, this one. The unshaded part, which is a square. And the dimension of our square is 4 centimeter as its side. So we are now ready to solve its area. Okay, let's have first the area of our triangle here. And we will use the formula 1/2 times base times height, or simply we can have base times height divided by 2. And then we'll have to substitute base 20 centimeter and substitute the height as 8 centimeter divided by 2. 20 times 8 centimeter, how much? Yes, that's 160 square centimeter divided by 2, and that is 80 square centimeter. Next, let's have the area of our unshaded region in our composite figure here, having the dimension of 4 centimeter as its side. So here's the solution. Area is equal to S times S. Okay, it's the same with S squared. And then substitute 4 times 4. And then 16 square centimeter. So here's our area of the square, the unshaded. So after that, of course, we will subtract. As you see, our figures here is overlapping. Nag-overlap yung square natin na unshaded sa ating shaded part, which is our triangle. So magsasubtract tayo para malaman natin yung shaded part. So we have area of the shaded figure. We have area of the shaded figure equals area of the triangle minus area of the square. And then we have 80 square centimeter sa na-solve natin kanina. And then minus 16 square centimeter ang ating area ng square. So 80 minus 16 will give you 64 square centimeter. So that's our final answer. Okay? Next, number 3. A rectangular playground is 90 meters long and 60 meters wide. Ito yung class. Yung playground, ang sukat niya is 90 meters long. And its width is 60 meters. It is surrounded by a 3-meter wide raceway. Surrounded daw siya, class. So kung illustrate natin yan, ito yan, class. Yan, napapalibutan daw siya ng raceway. Na yung width ng raceway is 3 meters. So paano yan i-illustrate? Ito yan. Yan, ito, class. 3 meters yang wide ng kanyang raceway na kapalibot sa kanya. So, what is the area of the raceway? So, hahanapin natin yung area ng raceway. Pero bago yan, kunin muna natin yung height ng kabuuan ng ating figure dito. Now, kung ganito yung given natin, from this point to this point is 60 meters. Now, ano yung ating dimension from here to here? Paano natin yan makukuha? Siyempre, may 3 dito, may 3 dito yan. So, what will happen to our width here? Yes, that 60 plus 3 plus 3 will give you, yes, we have 66 meters na itong figure na to, class. Diba? And also our length here. So kung ito, from here, to this point is 90 meters, mag-a-add tayo ng 3 kasi yung width dito, yung wide ng ating raceway is 3. May 3 din dito. So ang kabuang niya dyan will give you 96 meters. Magagamit natin tong mga dimensions na to in solving our raceway here. No? So just try to imagine, class, na itong raceway natin, ito yung shaded na part. Kung ikukumpara natin sa ating mga previous examples para hindi ka malito. Okay? Kasi itong problem na to is application na sa ating mga natutunan nung nakaraang araw. So again, imaginein mo lang yung raceway na to, yung kalsada na nakalibot sa ating playground would be your shaded part. Itong playground, class, is unshaded. Okay? Now, what is asked in our problem? We are asked to find the area of the raceway here. So, kukunin natin yung kanyang shaded part, di ba? Kumbaga. So, nag-overlap na naman yung ating figure kasi nasa loob yung playground. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, may subtraction na naman tayong gagawin later on. So, paliitin muna natin yung figure natin, class, kasi magso-solve na tayo. Okay? Para mas maintindihan niyo at mas klaro sa inyo, mas mabuti na meron tayong figure dyan. Okay? Now, as you can see, we can form a big rectangle here, di ba? Yan, yung size niya is 96 by 66 meters. I-extract natin yan, class, para mas klaro sa inyo. Yan. Okay? Yan yung una. Yan yung shaded part natin. Diba? So, yung dimension niya is, length is 96 meters and the width is 66 meters. Let's solve first the area of the shaded part, which is the big rectangle. So, gagamitin natin yung area of the big rectangle equals length times width. And then we have 96 the length and we have 66 meters yung width. So 96 times 66 will give you 6,336 square meters. Okay, that's clear. Next, so this is now the area of our big rectangle. And this time, let's have the area of our playground, which will be represented by our small rectangle. So extract natin yan. Anong dimension niya again? Yes, we have 60 meters ang kanyang width at 90 meters ang kanyang length. So here's the solution. So area of the small rectangle, we have length times width. And the length here is 90 meters times 60 meters. So 90 times 60 will give you, yes, 5,400 square meters. So here's your area of the small rectangle or the playground. This time, let's have the subtraction now. So again, we will subtract the area of our big rectangle and the area of the small rectangle, to get the area of the raceway. So area equals the big rectangle minus the small rectangle. So what is again the area of the big rectangle? We have 6,336 square meters minus 5,400 square meters. So, isa-subtract natin yan. Yung result niyan would become 936 square meters. At ito na yung final answer. Yung ating raceway dito will have its area of 936 square meters. Okay? Number 4, the floor of the school stage needs to be refinished. It is in the shape of a trapezoid. The front and the back edges are parallel and measure 12 meters by 16 meters. And it measures 5 meters from front to back. Find the area of the stage. So, let's illustrate first, no, para ma-visualize natin kung ano ang figure na isosolve natin. Again, the floor of the school stage needs to be refinished. It is shape of a trapezoid. So, this is a trapezoid. The front and the back edges are parallel. So, as you notice, it is parallel, no, to one another ito. Yung front here at saka yung back. Ito yung back natin. So, measures 12 ito, 12 meters yung front natin at saka yung 16 meters yung back natin. And it measures from front to back, okay, from here to here, it measures 5 meters. Now, let's find the area of the stage. So obviously, we will not create or we will not separate this into 3 figures. Okay, because it is indicated in our problem here, it is trapezoid in shape. But take note, we have a formula in finding the area of a trapezoid. Okay, let's solve this using the formula in finding the area of a trapezoid. We have the solution here. So the area is equal to, or base 1 plus base 2, and then divided by 2 times height. Okay, so let us substitute. Base 1 is 12 meters, the front, and then we have the base, we will add it by 16 meters, and then divided by 2 times the height of 5 meters. Now, area of the trapezoid here is 12 plus 16 equals 28. And then times 5 divided by 2. So, area of the trapezoid is 28 times 5 becomes 140 square meters divided by 2. And then, we have 70 square meters. Nakuha natin yung 70 sa pag-divide ng 140 divided by 2. Ito yung area ng trapezoid. So, meaning, this would be the area now, no, that needs to be refinished. Yan yung area ng stage na tinutukoy sa ating problem number 4. So, ang area niya is 70 square meters. Number 5. A 2-meter road surrounds a square spring. The side of the square measures 20 meters. What is the area of the road? So, let's illustrate first. Ito yung 2-meter road, no, na nasurround ng ating square spring. Yung nasa gitna, yung spring natin, in shape of square. At ito yung kalsada, yung road, na yung wide niya is 2 meters. No, yung lapad ng road natin is 2 meters. And the square spring measures 20 meters. Yan. What is asked in our problem here is the area of the road. Ito yung area ng road ang hinahanap. So, ilagay natin sa ating isip na this is the shaded part. And this square spring will represent your unshaded part para mas madali. Diba? Kasi nasanay na tayo sa shaded at unshaded. Mas madali naman tandaan yon, diba? So, ang hahanapin natin is yung shaded part. No? That will represent your road. Okay, here, that surrounds our square spring. Pero, dapat alam natin, no, yung mga may dimensions ng ating figure para madali nating isolve later on. So, if you see this figure, we can form 2 squares, right? Yung big square natin at saka yung small square. Para ma-illustrate natin ng mabuti ito yon. Yung width natin dito, yung side natin ng big square would become 24. Paano nakuha yung 24 class? Take note that this small square is 20 meters na. May 2 meters pa dito, may 2 meters pa sa kabila. So of course, para malaman natin yung side ng malaking square, we will add 2 and 2 here sa 20. So 20 plus 2 will make 24. Okay, kuha na. So meron na tayong measurement ng big at saka small squares natin. Okay, para mas maklaro pa sa inyo, let me visualize this. Ito yung big square natin. Extract natin yan. Yan. At yung size niya again is 24 meters. Let's proceed now to the small square. This one, yung nasa gitna, extract natin yan. And then, the measure of the side of this small square is 20 meters. So, having these dimensions, we can now solve for the area of these 2 squares now. So, let's have first the area of the big square. So, here's the solution. Area of the big square would be area of the square equals s squared. And s times s So substitute class, that's 24 meters by 24 meters equals 576 square meters. Ito yung area ng ating big na square. Next, let's proceed to the small square. Ito, yung side natin is 20 meters. So let's have the area of the small square solution. Area of the small square is S squared or S times S. So side natin is 20 times 20. And then we have 400 square meters. Ang area ng ating small square. Since nag-overlap yung figures natin dito, we will have subtraction. So to get the area of the road, that is the shaded part ng ating figure there. So the area of the road is equal to the area of the big square minus the area of the small square. So isa-subtract natin yung 576 square meters sa 400 square meters. After that, we'll give you the difference of 176 square meters. So this is now your final answer. And this is the area of this road here that surrounds our square spring. Understood? Okay, this time, let's have the what's in part of your module. So find the area of the shaded region. Assume all figures are square. Okay? So of course, we have the big square here, which measures 14 centimeter. And of course, we have also the small square, the unshaded part. Yan, yung nasa gitna. Yan, that's 10 centimeter. Square din yan. And the last figure is, we have the triangle. And the triangle measures 10 centimeter. Paano nakuha yung 10 centimeter? Since ito yung square dito is 10 centimeter, all sides also is 10 centimeter. So, ang base natin dito sa triangle natin is also 10 centimeters. And we have the height also of 10 centimeters here. You are asked to get the shaded part. Kung isolve na natin to, we will add first the shaded part here, and then isa-subtract natin yung unshaded. Ang matitira, yung difference niyan would be your final answer. Okay? For you to understand it better, let me show it to you. So again, let's have first the area of the big square, which measures 14 centimeter. So the area of the big square, so of course we have S squared or 14 times 14. And 14 times 14 will give you 196 square centimeter. So this is the area of our big square. Next, we have the area of the triangle. Yan. The shaded part again, we have 10 centimeters yung base niya at yung height niya is still 10 centimeters also. So here's the solution. 1/2 times base times height, or base times height divided by 2. The base is 10 and 10 also with the height divided by 2. 10 times 10 will give you 100 divided by 2. And then 100 divided by 2 will give you 50 square centimeter. So ito na yung area ng ating triangle. Next, we have the small square. Yan. Which measures 10 centimeter also as its side. So area of the small square would give the formula of S squared. So that S squared will represent 10 times 10. And 10 times 10 will give you 100 square centimeter. Got it? So this is the area now of our small square. Now let's solve now the area of the shaded region. So let's have this one. Ito, yung big square natin. Yan. Have the measurement of 14 as its side. Of course, we will subtract it. This one. And also, we will add the area of the triangle. Pwede rin namang i-add natin muna yung shaded part and then i-minus yung square. Pwede din naman. Pwede rin naman ganito. So, that's the dimension of the triangle. So again, the solution here, the area of the shaded one would be 196 minus 100 plus 50 square centimeter. So 196 minus 100 will give you 96. Copy 50. And then we'll have 96 square centimeter plus 50 will give you 146 square centimeter. And this is now your final answer. 146 square centimeter would be the area of our shaded parts. This will represent your square, the big square here, the shaded part of this big square, and the whole part of your triangle here. Now find the area of the shaded region. So we have here one big circle and our triangle here, the shaded one. Nag-overlap na naman, so expect that there will be subtraction later on. Okay, so to solve for the shaded region, here's how. Okay, of course, we will have the big circle here. Okay, para ma-solve yung area ng circle, we need its radius. So, ang given natin dito is 8 cm. Pero yung 8 cm class, nagre-represent siya ng diameter from this point to this point. Pero yung kakailanganin natin is only radius, diba? So, what is the radius of our circle here? Yes, only 4. 4 lang, no? Kalahati lang ng diameter. Ima-minus natin yan later on class with the area of our triangle here. So, kinakailangang makuha natin yung area ng triangle din. Pero before that, let's have first the dimension. So, alam natin na yung diameter ng circle dito, yan yung base ng ating triangle, which is 8 cm. Pero yung height niya, class, yung height niya di ba ito? So, kalahati ng ating diameter. Kasi dito, going here is also diameter. That's 8. Pero kay kalahati lang naman siya, then we have your height here as 4 centimeters. Now, let's solve first the area of the circle with the radius of 4 centimeter. So, we will use the formula pi r squared 3.14 times r, which is 4 centimeter. So, 3.14 times 4 times 4 yan, di ba? So, area of the circle here is 3.14 times 16 square centimeter. And 16 times 3.14 will give you 50.24 square centimeter. So, this is the area of our whole circle, the shaded part. Okay? Okay, this time, let's solve for the area of our triangle here with a height of 4 cm and with a base of 8 centimeters. We'll have the formula of 1/2 times base times height or base times height divided by 2. So the area here is 8 times 4 divided by 2. And then we have 32 square centimeter divided by 2 or 16 square centimeters. So this is now the area of our triangle here. So here's how to solve the area of the shaded figure. Okay? So area of the shaded figure would equal to 50.24 square centimeter. This will stand for your area of the circle. And then we have also the 16 square centimeter here as the area of our triangle. So we will subtract that one. Will give you 34.24 square centimeter. And then this is the final answer. 34.24 square centimeter is the area of the shaded part in here. Number 3, a grass lawn is 85 meters long and 60 meters wide. Yan, class. Yan. A rectangular flower pot is found in the middle of the lawn which measures 25 meters by 20 meters. Oh, may rectangular flower pot daw sa gitna at ito yon. At it measures 25 meters length and 20 meters wide. Yan. So the question is, what is the area covered by the grass? So itong hinahanap natin yung area na lang na covered na lang ng grass. Ito yung glass. Yung shaded part natin, class, yung grass. Ang unshaded natin, ito yung flower pot. Okay? Para mas madali ninyong ma-visualize. Okay, let's start with solving the area of the grass first, which is your big rectangle. So length times width, and that is 85 times 60 meters, no? So if you will multiply that, will give you 5,100 square meters. Ito yung area ng whole grass. Since nag-overlap yung flower pot sa gitna ng lawn or grass lawn, then we will subtract it later on, no? Here's the illustration for the rectangular flower pot. So that measures 25 by 20 meters. So here's the solution, area, length times width. So 25 here times 20 will give you 500 square meters. So magsasubtract na tayo, class. So to solve the area covered by the grass, so area of the grass covered would be 5,100 minus 500. And it will give you 4,600 square meters. So this is now your final answer, and this will represent your shaded part here or the grass part of the figure. Let's have number 4. Two squares are positioned as shown. There is 4 decimeter margin between the small and large square. What is the area of the shaded part? So obviously, we have here 4 decimeter wide. Yung bawat margin ng ating figure is 4 decimeter wide. No? I-extract muna natin, class, para mas madali sa inyo. Extract natin to. Yan. So the dimension here is 18 decimeters. So of course, lahat ng sides ng square is 18 decimeter lahat yan. Okay, so let's solve for the area of the big square. We have S times S, 18 times 18 will give you 324 square decimeter. Okay? So here's the area of the big square. So let's have the small square. Ito na yon. Yan. So ano nga yung ating ginawa para makuha natin yung dimension ng ating square here, the side of the square here? Yes, very good. Yung 80 natin, ima-minus natin sa 4 at saka 4, makukuha natin yung dimension ng ating small square, which is 10 decimeter. Okay, kahit walang 10 dito sa ating illustration, we know that this is 10 centimeter here by subtracting 18 by 4 and by 4 here. So here's the area of the small square. So S times S, that's 10 times 10, will give you 100 square decimeter. Okay? So now let's have subtraction now to solve for the area of the shaded part. So the area of the shaded part is equal to 324 decimeter squared minus 100 decimeter squared. So that's 224 square decimeter is your final answer for number 4. So number 5, the diagram below shows the dimensions of Mrs. Lee's swimming pool. A cover is needed for the pool. What is the area of the cover? Now, let's have first the area of the rectangle. This one. Yan, di ba? So, yung dimension niya, we have the width is 10 meters and the length is 30 meters. So, here's the solution. Area of the rectangle is equal to length times width, and then we have 30 times 10 meters. So, we have 30 times 10 will give you 300 square meters. Ito yung area ng ating rectangle, the shaded part of our figure or the pool, di ba? Pero merong semicircle sa gitna or sa gilid ng ating rectangle. So anong gagawin natin? Siyempre, isosolve natin to, isasubtract natin ito, di ba? Sa ating whole rectangle here. Kasi yung kinakailangan natin, ang area lang na cover ng pool. Ito yung pool eh. No? Since may semicircle dito sa gitna, so kukunin natin yung dimension at ang area ng semicircle na yan. Okay, of course, as you notice, may dalawang linya tayo dito. Now, anong ibig sabihin kapag may dalawang linya tayo dito? Yes, this line here and here are equal. So, kung 11 meters dito, may 11 meters din tayo dito. Now, kung dito naman, from this point to this point is 30 meters, paano natin makukuha yung dimension ng ating circle here? Yes, yung 30 class, isasubtract natin ng 11 at saka ng 11. Or, pwede namang i-add natin ito, 11 plus 11 becomes 22. Ima-minus natin sa 30. So, 30 minus 22 will give you 8. And yung nawawalang linya dito, class, measures 8 meters. So, ito yun, class. Yan. So, kompleto na. Paano natin mati-check kung sakto ba yung answer natin? So, 11 plus 8 plus 11 will give you 30. So, take note that this is a rectangle, di ba? So, kung anong measure dito sa length niya sa kabila, ito yung same din ang measure ng length niya sa kabilang side. Okay? So, we're now ready to solve the area of our semicircle. Buuin na muna natin yung semicircle para mas madaling isolve ang kanyang area. So, anong gagamitin natin? Yes, the radius, di ba? Or ano ang radius ng ating semicircle? Yes, 4 meters. Okay? So, here's the solution. We will use the formula here, class, for the whole circle to, So, pi r squared. Para hindi kayo malito, gagamitin natin as if this is a whole circle. Mamaya na lang natin i-divide, okay? Hindi na natin isasama dito sa ating formula. So, we have here pi r squared. So, pi here, 3.14, and radius natin is 4 meters. So, 3.14, 4 times 4 will give you 16, di ba? So, 16 times 3.14, how much? So, this will become 50.24 square meters. This is the whole circle, class. Pero kalahati lang yan eh. So, this is not yet the final answer, di ba? So, what will we do para makuha natin yung area ng kalahati niyan? Siyempre, kukunin din natin yung kalahati ng 50.24. So, we will divide by 2. So, here's how. So, we have here the area of the semicircle equals yung 50 natin, 0.24 sa buong circle, i-divide natin yan sa 2 para makuha natin yung area ng semicircle which is 25.12 square meters. Ito yung ima-minus natin, class. Ito yung isasubtract natin sa ating nakuhang area sa rectangle kanina. So, here's how. So, to solve the area of the cover, so we have area of the cover will be 300 square meters minus 25.12 square meters. Yung 300, class, yan yung area ng ating rectangle, and then yung 25.11, yan yung area ng ating semicircle. Nag-overlap kasi, class, no? Yung semicircle, nag-overlap siya sa ating rectangle. That's why we will subtract. So, 300 minus 25.12 will give you 274.88 square meters. Okay? So, this is now your final answer. So, this is now the area of the pool that needs to be covered. Now, I have here a problem. Let's read this. Marie bought 2 lechiflan molders. The first molder is a square molder whose side measures 8 inches. The other one is a circular molder with a diameter of 8 inches. How much bigger is the bottom surface of one of the molder than that of the other molder? Use pi equals 3.14. Do you know which molder is bigger? Anong molder ang mas malaki? Now, to solve this, let's consider this one. Now, to solve this problem, class, we have to follow the 4-step plan. So, the first step here is to understand the problem first. Okay? Now, what is asked in the problem? Yes, very good. The difference of the square molder and the circular molder. Ano ba yung difference ng square molder at saka circular molder? Okay, in terms of their area. So, yun yung dapat nating sagutin later on. What are given? Yes, very good. 8 inches side measures of the square molder, and we have also the given 8 inches diameter measures of the circular molder. So, you are given the square molder here, the side is 8 inches. Okay, and the 8 inches diameter for the circular molder. The second step would be planning. We have to plan out what to do to solve the problem. What formula are you going to use? Yes, very good. We will use the formula in finding the area of the circle and the area of the square. So that we could solve this problem, we will use the area of the circle, which is area equals pi r squared, di ba? At radius lang ang kailanganin natin para makuha yung area ng circle. And then we will use also the area of the square, which is area equals side times side. Di ba? Next, we have now to solve the problem. So in solving, first, we have to illustrate first the problem. Okay, this is part of solving. We have to illustrate the areas of the leche flan molders. Ito yung class. Ito yung square na molder ng leche flan, which is 8 centimeters ang kanyang side. Ito naman yung dimension class ng ating second molder, which is the circular molder. Yung diameter niya class is 8 inches. Okay? So, ito yung mga molder ng ating isosolve. So, i-compare natin ang kanilang sizes o kanilang area at ito yung mangyayari sa kanila. So, to solve that, let's have first the area of the square. So, the area of the square is equal to A equals S times S. That will give you 8 times 8 inches, and 8 times 8 will give you 64 inches. So, yung area ng ating square dito is 64 square inches. Let's have the area of the circle. Hindi 8 inches ang gagamitin natin glass, kasi diameter yan. So, ang ating gagamitin is the radius. Ano bang measurement ng radius natin for this figure? Yes, we have 4 lang, di ba? So, the diameter of the circle is 8 inches. So, the radius is 4. So, we will use 4. The area of the circle here is, area is equal to pi r squared. Substitute, that will become 3.14. 4 times 4 will give you 16, right? And 16 times 3.4 will give you 50.24 square inches. Now, gamit sa mga area na nasolve natin, area ng square at saka area ng circle kanina, makikita natin na mas malaki talaga yung area ng square, di ba? Base na lang dito sa ating illustration. Ang tanong, by how much na mas malaki yung square? So, the square leche flan is larger by about, of course, we will subtract. 64 square inches, yan yung area ng ating square. Ima-minus natin yung area ng circle, which is 50.24 square inches. So, the answer is 13.76 square inches. So, yung square leche flan natin is larger by about 13.76 square inches. Now, for the last step class, you may check your answer. No? You go back to your solution, check it again. No? So, that's how to solve problems. Now, using the 4-step plan. We have to understand, we have to plan, we have to solve, and we have to check our answer if it is correct or not. Let's have problem number 2. A floor is a rectangle. 80 feet by 40 feet yung kanyang dimension with a semicircle at each of the short sides. What is the area of the floor? Okay, let's understand first the problem. In understanding, we have to answer the question, what is asked in the problem? Ano ba yung tinatanong? Ano bang kailangan nating isolve? Yes, correct. The area of the floor. What are given in the problem? Very good. The rectangle whose measures 80 feet by 40 feet. And the 2 semicircle at the short sides. Okay, we will illustrate that later on. So these are the given in our problem, and this is part of understanding the problem also. Next is we have to plan out what to do. What formula are you going to use? We have to identify the formula that is part of our planning to solve the problem. Yes, very good. We have to use the formula in finding the area of the rectangle and the circle. So here's the formula in finding the rectangle. Area is equal to length times width. And of course, the area of the circle is area equals pi r squared. So, gagamitin natin yung formula na to para ma-solve yung given problem. Okay, let's solve the problem. Of course, in solving, we have to illustrate first the problem para mas ma-visualize natin at para mas madali sa ating mag-solve kung papakita natin yung illustration based sa ating problem. So we have a floor is a rectangle in shape. Ito yan, class. No? Yan yung itsura ng ating sahig, which is 80 by 40 feet. Yung length niya is 80 feet and yung width niya is 40 feet. With a semicircle daw at each of the short side. Ito, meron daw semicircle dito at saka dito din. To illustrate that, here's how. Yan. Yan yung ating semicircle. Okay, this time, class, let's solve first for the area of the rectangle here at the center. So, kumpleto na yung data natin to solve the area of the rectangle. So, area of the rectangle here would be length times width. And then we have 80 feet by 40 feet. That will give you, 80 times 40 will give you 3,200 square feet. No, yung area ng ating rectangle. Okay, next be the area of the circle. So, kukunin natin, i-extract natin yung dalawang semicircle sa ating composite figure here. So, look what will happen to class. Yan. At saka itong isa. Yan. So, again, ano ang nabuo? Yes, very good. Meron na tayong isang buong circle. Pero yung question, class, saan nakuha yung 20 feet dito? Take note, class, ha? We have here 40 feet. So, kung mabubuo natin yung isang circle na yan, class, we have also the diameter of 40 feet. Diba? Now, so yung 40, hahatiin natin yan sa dalawa. Kasi radius lang ang ating kakailanganin to solve for the area of the circle. So, we have here 20. Diba? So, kalahati ng 40 dito is 20. That's why, kahit hindi binigay sa ating problem yung 20, we can recognize, we can identify that our radius here for our circle is 20 feet talaga. Okay? Now, instead of solving this separately, we will solve this as one whole circle na lang para tipid din sa oras, no? Sa pag-solve. Okay, let's now use the formula in finding the area of the circle. So, area of the circle is equal to pi r squared equals, pi here will give you 3.14 times 20 feet. So, of course, 20 times 20, ang ibig sabihin ng 20 feet squared. And 20 by 20 will give you 400 square feet. So, 400 times 3.14 will give you 1,256 square feet. Ito yung area ng ating dalawang semicircle. Now, ano nang gagawin natin, class, para ma-solve yung area ng floor? Is our figure here overlapping or connected lang yung bawat figure natin? Yes, connected lang sila, di ba? So, hindi sila nag-o-overlap. So, ang ibig sabihin, mag-a-add tayo para malaman yung total area ng floor. Sige. So, the area of the rectangle is 3,200 feet squared, right? Plus the area of the combined semicircles, which is 1,256 square feet, right? So the sum is 4,456 square feet. No? Yan yung total area ng floor, yung 4,456 square feet. So the final answer here is the total area of the floor is 4,456 square feet. So if you want to check your answer also as part of the four-way plan or four-step plan, then you may check it, no, to double check whether your solution is correct or not. Okay? This time, let's have your what's more part of your module. Let's have number 1, two identical right triangular pictures whose base measures 12 decimeter and the height is 8 decimeter are placed side by side on a rectangular frame that measures 24 decimeter by 8 decimeter. Find the area of the frame that is not covered by the picture. To illustrate this, class, this is the right triangular picture whose dimension is 12 decimeter as the base and the height is 8 decimeter. Since identical silang dalawa, we will create another one. Ito. Yan, di ba? So, identical kasi silang dalawa eh. Now, what have you noticed, class? What if we connect this one? Ano kayang mangyayari? Ano kayang figure ang ating mapuporma kung ididikit natin yung dalawang identical right triangular picture na to? Okay, let's see what happens. Yan. Dikit natin. So, anong na-form niya? Yes, we can create one whole triangle. Diba? Instead of solving each triangular picture, class, gagamitin na lang natin yung isang whole triangle para mas madali ang pag-solve later on. Okay? So, what is now the base of our triangle here? Yes, we have 24, diba? So, yung 12 plus 12, magiging 24 na yung total nating base. At saka same naman yung height natin. So, now, meron daw rectangle na frame that is placed sa dalawang triangle natin that is placed side by side. Can we identify the dimension of our rectangle? Of course, diba? So, sabi dito, 24 daw yung base or yung length niya. So, tama tayo. 12 plus 12, diba? Yung 8 dito, yan yung height ng ating triangle at the same time, that is your width of your rectangle. So, again, a total of 24 ang kanyang length. So, what is asked in our problem, class, is to get the area of the rectangle or the frame here that is not covered by the picture. So, ang ibig sabihin, itong unshaded na part, class, ng ating rectangle, ang isosolve natin yung area. Okay? So, ang not covered by the picture, ito yung picture natin, class eh. So, ang not covered by the picture, which is this one, will be our final answer, no? For our area. Pero tingnan nyo, class. Diba identical din naman? No? Tingnan nyo. So, kung masosolve natin itong rectangle, yung triangle natin, yan na yung answer din. Diba? But then, we will answer it para it would be clear to you. So, let us first solve the area of our triangle here. This represents your pictures, no? So, again, we will use the triangle, the area of the triangle na formula, which is 1/2 times base times height. So, the base here is 24 and the height is 8. So, 24 by 8 divided by 2 will give you 192 divided by 2 and then 96 decimeter square. Yan yung area. Actually, yan yung sagot, class eh. Pero sige lang, para mas malinaw sa inyo, isa-solve pa din natin yung not covered by the picture. So, ito yung area ng picture, class. Okay, this time, let us solve for the area of the rectangle. So, we have 12 decimeter yung kanyang length. Okay? So, alam naman natin na same lang yung height niya, di ba? Yung height niya is 8 decimeter. Okay, 8 decimeter yan yung width niya. Kasi yan yung height ng ating triangle earlier eh. So, we have now 24 times 8. That would become 192. Okay, yan yun. 192 yung area ng ating rectangle. This time, let us subtract to get the area of not covered by the picture. So that is area of the rectangle minus the area of the triangle here. So 192 minus 96 equals 96 square decimeter. So see, same as the area of the triangle here. Kasi identical, class eh, no? Ito, yung space na ito, i-connect natin yan, makaka-form din tayo ng katulad nito. Pero at least, no, we've solved it para mas malinaw sa inyo, no, na same procedure ang ginamit natin kanina na may subtraction na mangyayari. So, number 2 here, the dimension of the rectangular swimming pool is 35 meter by 20 meter. Ito yung rectangle na swimming pool natin, class, na may 35 ang kanyang length at saka yung width niya is 20 meters. A 2-meter concrete wall is built around the pool. So, merong concrete na footwalk, no? Sa kanyang paligid. Ito yung class. Yan. At saka, yung wide niya, no, ng concrete walk is 2 meters. Yan. Yung nakikita niyo yan sa screen. Yan yung measurement ng kanyang width ng ating concrete walk. Kung napapansin niyo class, meron tayong big rectangle dito. At saka yung small rectangle nagre-represent ng ating pool dito. So just imagine na yung concrete footwalk dito would be your shaded part. Yung unshaded part natin is yung pool. So of course, solve muna natin as always yung ating bigger figure here and then isa-subtract natin yung smaller rectangle here kasi nag-o-overlap no? Nag-o-overlap ng ating figures. Kaya there will be subtraction. So again, so yung height ng ating bigger rectangle dito would be, so kung 20 ito, 20 yan dito. So kung 20 dito, i-add natin yung 2 dito at saka dito, becomes 4. So 20 plus 4 will give you 24. Yung width ng ating bigger rectangle dito is 24 meters. And then, yung ating namang length ng ating bigger rectangle dito would be 35 plus 2 plus 2 will give you 39 meters. Okay? So, our data now is complete. No? Ikaw na yung magle-label nito, class, kasi hindi na yan makikita sa ating problem. That's why it's very important to illustrate talaga. I-drawing mo talaga para madaling isolve. Diba? Kung ganito na, edi, you can easily solve the problem. So, again, let's have the area of the bigger rectangle. So, whose dimensions are 39 meters by 24 meters. So, it's very easy. The area of the big rectangle here will be length times width. So, substitute 39 ang length at saka yung 24 yung width natin. So, imamultiply mo yan will give you the product of 936 square meters. Ipalagay natin that is yung shaded part. Diba? So, let's solve naman yung unshaded. That will be represented by your pool. So, let's solve for the area of the pool. Yan yung area niya. Yan yung dimension niya. That's 35 meter by 20 meters. So, very easy. We will just multiply the two dimensions. Okay, so 35 times 20 will give you how much? 700 square meters. Okay, let us now solve for the area of the concrete walk. Okay, so again, it is represented by our bigger triangle and the small triangle. So the area of the shaded figure, no, as if the bigger triangle is the shaded figure or the concrete wall. So that is equal to area of the big rectangle minus the area of the small rectangle. Magma-minus tayo, class. Magsasubtract tayo kasi nag-o-overlap, no? Yung figure natin. And then, so 936 is your area of the big rectangle minus the area of the small rectangle, which is 700 square meters. So, isa-subtract natin yan. Yung difference niya is 236 square meters. Yan yung final answer natin in problem number 2. Now, let's read the what I have learned part of the module. In solving problem involving area of composite figure, we will follow the following steps. Number 1, understand. In understanding, you have to answer what is asked and what are given. And in planning, step number 2, what formula are you going to use? And then in solving, you have to show your computation. And in showing your computation, it's very important to make an illustration and then find the area of each figure. Add the areas if the figure is separately drawn from each other, and subtract the areas if the figures overlap each other. And then, for step number 4, you have to check and review your answer. So this time, let's have the what I can do part of your module. Number 1, 2 circles whose diameter is 6 meters are placed side by side in a rectangular table whose dimension is 12 meters by 6 meters. What is the area of the table not covered by the circle? So let's illustrate this problem. So we have here two circles whose diameter is 6 meters. So gagawa tayo mamaya ng isa pang circle. Yung diameter niya is 6 meter class. Yan. These are placed side by side. Yung dalawang circles daw are placed side by side. Just like here you see on screen. And then, it is placed in a rectangular table. So, dito, may rectangular table tayo. Yan. Ang measurement naman ng ating rectangular table is 12 meters. And the width here is 6 meters. Yan. Ngayon, ang tanong dito, ano daw ang area ng table, ng rectangular table na hindi na-cover ng ating dalawang circle na ito? Nag-overlap na naman ang ating figure. So, we will solve first the area of the rectangle and then isasubtract natin yung area ng ating dalawang circle dito. Okay? Now, so let's have first the area of the rectangle. So, that's 12 times 6, right? It's very easy. So, 12 times 6 will give you 72 square meters. So, this is now the area of the rectangle. And then, let's proceed to the area of the two circles here. Okay, so, area of the circle would be squared. Isang circle na muna ating isa-solve class. That's 3.14 times, of course, 3 times 3 would give you 9, di ba? So, yung 9 natin, i-times natin sa 3.14 will give you 28.26 square meters. So, yung 28.26 square meter, ita-times natin yan sa 2. Okay, kasi dalawang circle yan eh. So, ang dalawang circle class, ang area nila would be 56.52 square meters. Okay? Now, let's now solve for the area of the table not covered by the circle. So, we will use this formula. So, the area uncovered equals area of the rectangle minus area of the circle. So, we have 72 square meters minus 56.52 square meters will give you the difference of 15.48 square meters. So, this is now your final answer. This 15.48 square meters will represent your area not covered by the picture. No? So, that is your final answer. Okay, let's have number 2. Jerry was hired to paint the front of neighbor's shed. Using the illustration on the right for dimensions, how many square feet of paint did he need? So, pipinturahan yung front part ng house class. Ito yon. With the given dimensions, ilang square feet na paint ang kanyang kailanganin? Kailangan pinturahan niya yan at saka ito. So, dalawang shape ang makukuha natin or we can get two shapes, two plane figures sa ating composite figures na ibinigay. Yung triangle at saka yung rectangle. So, let's have first the triangle. Solve natin yung triangle first. Okay? So, that's 14 feet ang kanyang base at saka yung height niya is 16 feet. So, triangle is 1/2 base, 1/2 times base times height will give you base times height divided by 2. So, 14 times 16 will give you 84 feet square feet. And we have divided by 2. Your answer there is 42 square feet for the area of the triangle. Let's now proceed to the area of the rectangle. Ito one. So, gagamitin natin yung 14 by 8 na dimension. So, the area of the rectangle there is equal to length times width. Substitute class, no? And then 14 times 8 will give you 112 square feet. The area of our rectangle. So, since our figure here is not overlapping, it is connected only to one another, then we will get the final answer by adding the areas we solved earlier. So, magpa-plus na tayo dito. I-add na natin sila. So, area of the shed or the house, the front part only would be area of the triangle plus area of the rectangle. 42 square feet ang ating area ng triangle and then 112 square feet yung ating area ng ating rectangle. If you add that one, will give you 154 square feet. So 154 square feet is the final answer. Now it's the square feet needed by Jerry to paint the whole front part of the shed. Okay, this time class, you answered the assessment part and the additional part of the module. Ikaw na yung sasagot sa part na to. For the meantime, okay? May separate video lesson ako para sa mga sagot at sa discussion ng mga sagot sa assessment and the additional activities part of the module. Mas mabuti na ikaw na muna yung sasagot for the meantime class para at least malaman mo kung you've really understood our lesson, di ba? At least ma-practice ka din kasi iba talaga class kapag ikaw talaga ang magsosolve. Okay? So, please get piece of paper, answer the assessment and additional part of the activities. Pagkatapos mong sumagot, itago mo yung papel mo dyan. At sa susunod, pag-upload ko ng next video ko, you will check your own paper. Is that clear? Okay, I will give you 3 minutes to answer these activities. Get it? And your time starts now. Take note class, reminder, may separate video lesson ako para sa mga discussion sa sagot sa assessment and additional activities sa inyong module 6. Okay? So, i-upload ko yan later this week. Okay? Para ma-check nyo kung tama ba yung mga sagot nyo na nasa answer sheet nyo dyan. If you want to keep updated in all my video lessons and in all my video tutorials, please do subscribe in my YouTube channel, Tutorial by Sir Rymon, or you may search Teacher Jem Rymon Chin. For those who have subscribed already, thank you so much. That's all for this week, class. Thank you so much for participating. Have a blessed week ahead. Don't forget to stay home and be safe always.